Okay, so 2.8, we're just solving. It's nothing new, guys. So we are doing the classwork / homework, 2 through 20 even, and 3 and 17. So let's take a look at number 2. So what are we solving for? The only difference between the equations we solved before and the equations that we're solving today is that right now we have a bunch of letters instead of numbers, right? Before it was get x by itself. Right now, this equation doesn't even have an x. So we need to solve for p. They're telling us solve for the given variable. They're telling you to solve for p. So where's p at? Is it on the left side or the right side of the equal sign? Right side. Okay, so let's get p by itself. What's with p? There's a w times right in front of it. So if you don't want the w times, you're going to divide by w. That'll cancel it out. What you do to one side, you do to the other side. And we're pretty much done. The p comes down equals r divided by w. That's it. P equals r divided by w. That is your answer for number 2. That's the first question on your homework. Everybody should have that down. Let's move on to number 3 since I asked you to do number 3 as well. On number 3, we want to solve for r. They're telling us to solve for r. Where's r at? Well, r's right here. You're probably thinking r's already by itself. Well, that's not the case. Where's r at? It's truly on both sides of the equal sign. So you don't want it on both sides. The whole purpose of solving an equation is to get that variable by itself on one side of the equal sign. So let's get rid of this minus r. How do I get rid of the minus r? That's right, plus r. And what you do to one side, you do to the other side, but over here it's not going to cancel, and you could actually add r plus r. What is one r plus another r? That's a total of 2 r's. Bring down the equal sign, bring down the q. Now we're still solving for, are we solving for q or for r? For r, obviously. So let's get r by itself. What do? Divide by 2, because it's 2 times r. You want to get rid of the 2 times. You're going to divide by 2. Divide by 2, and that's your answer, guys. R equals Q over 2. Sas. Easy. Easy peasy. Right? So let's try number 4. What are we solving for? M or T? Obviously M. Okay, where's M at? Is it on the left side or is it on the right side? It's on both sides. So let's get rid of one of them. Eddie, if I want to make this 4m disappear, what do? You take it away, subtract, right? If you have 4 markers and you want to get rid of them, take them away, right? Take away 4m, that'll be 0. 4m, take away 4m is 0. Now what you do to one side, you must do to the other to maintain the equality of the equation, and we will have a negative t left over equals, what's m take away 4m? Negative 3m. Now we're still solving for m, and m is no longer on both sides. It's now just on one side. So I need to get m by itself. What do? Divide by negative 3. See, you guys know how to do this already. It's just, it looks a little confusing because there's more than one variable. Okay? And it's not x that we're solving for. It depends what they tell us to solve for. So anyways, we have m equals... I can't divide t by 3, but I could say that a negative divided by a negative is a what? Positive. So t over 3 is my final answer right there. M equals t over 3. Like I said, they did ask us to solve for m, but they could have also asked us to solve for t. It depends what the instructions tell us. Let's jump to a different one. How about number 6? And you guys are all following along, right? Yeah, okay. So let's get C by itself because they're telling us to solve for C. And C is where? On the left or on the right? It's on both. I need to get rid of them, right? I need to get rid of one of them. Which one do you want to get rid of? Negative 5C. How do I get rid of something? You do the opposite. What is the opposite of negative 5C? Positive 5C. If you have $5 and you take away $5, it'll be 0. Right? What you do to one side, you do to the other. So I'm going to add 5c over here. Bless you. So my new equation, the d comes down, the equals comes down. 2 plus 5 is 7, and we are talking about c. So D equals 7C. I almost have the C value all by itself. I need to get rid of this multiplication of 7. So how do I do that? Divide by 7, cancels, divide by 7. C equals D over 7. That's it. C equals D over 7. Now, of course, you could be flipping the paper over and checking your answers as we go. That's what I would do if I were you. Let's jump to a different one. Let's jump to number 16. Super fun, right? More interesting than the other ones. So what do I want to solve for? Solve for C, right? Okay, so let's get C by itself. Where is C? Is it on the left side or on the right side, or is it on both sides? It's just on the left side. Okay, so here's C. It's definitely not by itself. There's a divided by 2. There's an X with a minus sign right in front of it. I need to get rid of everything except C. So let's just start pulling things out of there. Let's get rid of things. What do you want to get rid of first? What should you get rid of first? The divided by 2. How do I get rid of a divided by 2? The opposite, which is multiplying by 2. Once again, notice I put the times 2 up here to get rid of the divided by 2 down here. Because when you have a 2 up on top and a 2 on the bottom, that's when the 2's cancel. And what do we have left? We have an X minus C. But since I multiplied by 2 on this side, I need to multiply by 2 on the right side of the equation, right? So 2 times D. So let me rewrite my whole thing. I have an X minus C, no more fraction, equals 2 times D. Are you with me?
Yes.
All right. Now, we need to get C by itself. So I got rid of the divided by 2. That's great. But I still have an X out here in the front. How do I get rid of that X? Minus X, right? So let's go minus X here. And let's go minus X over here. Now the question is, could I do 2D, take away X? Could I actually subtract these guys? No, right? It's like saying I have $2, I want to take away an apple. I can't do that. So what am I going to do? I'm just going to rewrite it, okay? Let me rewrite everything. I have a negative C on this side. I have equals, and I'm just going to rewrite 2D minus X. Can't do it, so I just rewrite it. So for my final step on getting C by itself, I need to get rid of this minus sign. So how do I get rid of this minus sign? I could multiply everything by -1. This times -1, that times -1, that times -1. That'll make that a positive C. Or you could divide everything by -1 by showing your work, right? Dividing by -1, that'll change it. Divide by -1, that'll change it. Divide by -1, that'll change it. I'm just going to do these notes to myself. I'm going to multiply the whole thing by -1. Okay? That'll make it positive C equals -2D plus X. And that is my answer. You don't even really need to show these notes. It's just obvious. You have a negative C, you want a positive C, change the sign, and what you do to one side, you do to the entire other side. So you're multiplying everything by -1. That changes, this changes, that changes. There's your final answer. And that's as hard as it gets. Is there any other one on this worksheet that you guys would like to see before I give you more time to just do it?
Let me do 13.
13, sure, why not? So 13, what are they asking us to solve for? N. Where is N? Is it on the right side or the left side? Left side. Let's get N by itself. Here's N, but it has a K, it has a plus, a 4F. I need to get rid of everything except this N. That's the whole goal of solving, to isolate for N. So let's start getting rid of things. What do you get rid of first, guys? This is the movie star here. Movie stars, buddy. Bum at the corner.
Get rid of the bum.
All right, so let's get rid of that plus 4F. How do I get rid of a plus 4F? Minus 4F. Cancels. What I do to one side, I do to the other. Minus 4F. Could I actually do 9V take away 4F? No, I can't, right? It's like saying you have 9 oranges and you want to take away 4 apples. You can't. That's just something totally different. You can't combine those terms. They are not alike. So what I'm going to do is just rewrite everything. The Kn is going to come down. The equals is going to come down. The 9V minus 4F is exactly that. 9V minus 4F. So I almost have my N all by itself on the left side of the equal sign. All I need to do now is get rid of that times K right in front. How do I do that? Divide by k. What you do to one side, you do to the other side. So since I can't actually divide by k, I'm just going to put the whole thing divided by k. Now, if for some reason this might have been a k, then yeah, I could put divided by k and divided by k. That way I could actually cancel out k's here. But since that's not a k and that's not a k, I'm just going to put the whole thing divided by k, and that is our answer. So that is your answer, and that's as nice as we can make it look.